Michael Jordan with AB Friendly Company. We're in the process of getting ready to construct some hives for a gentleman that is from Texas. He wanted a new beekeeping system, and I wanted to show you something that we're incorporating in beekeeping that I don't think people really think about. When you buy a car, do you want air conditioning, do you want heated seats, do you want electric windows, or do you want roll down windows? Sometimes you got to make modifications to the hives to do some certain things. And we're coming off the line of beehives that have modifications already made to them, so when you buy them, they're complete hive setups to produce honey and bees. And this is a screen bottom board with a one entrance way. Just a piece of tape right there takes that off. This is a deep brood box, and we're using a isolation disc, or what they call a nook disc, and you just turn it and you can encapsulate the bees inside, transfer them with airflow, so you can do airflow by cutting them off and they still get air during transportation, or you just turn the disc wide open and the bees can flow. Same here. This is a medium. Eventually we're constructing all of our hives like this, and you can just turn these and then they get ventilation and the bees can't come out while you're working with them. What's really kind of neat is these side brackets, not only do they hold the hive so they always stay square, but it also makes it so that they don't want to roll. If you see, like right here, we're going to put braces on the side of this. These pieces won't end up rolling out, right? Because those brackets are there. So it makes the hives last longer. Not to mention when you're using a hive tool, you stick the hive tool here in the corner, and it's a hard bracket to brace against, to pull against and pull apart. So the hard corners make it so we can stack the boxes against each other. Doesn't break off. Easier to pull things open. We're going one deep and one medium. Like I said, eventually there'll be 3 mediums that all look like this. The reason that all the holes are on one side is for heat placement, is that our central core of the nucleus of the body, we're going to end up being here. And this will always keep a good temperature. Instead of the airflow coming up, I'm keeping airflow all on one side where they can adjust and adjust the airflow across. So this whole side will be warmer. This space here is a queen excluder, and then into our honey box. And then of course our Bee Friendly Company's quilting box. The quilting box is made with a feeder that you pull the cap off. And then you can drop fondant cake inside, or you can put a mason jar right on top and feed. The quilting box itself is made with cedar chips to already help prevent mites, with a natural barrier of cedar. It has an opening here where the bees can go up through and feed, but the cedar chips also absorb moisture to lower the humidity in the beehive. That means less bees fanning to get the moisture out of the beehive that's being absorbed. And with the airflow holes that we have on the side, as heat rises, it like washes the air. The moisture goes into the box and out the side. And with the screen bottom board, I'm controlling the airflow up and through this box. So I'm putting more bees out in the field by helping them control the airflow through here, so they're not fanning. So we're using this quilting box for it. All our boxes are 10 frame boxes, but we're putting what we call the spacer brackets in, and they're 9. This makes it so we don't have to space the frames. The brackets on the inside make it so they're the same every time. Also, when you scrape out between these frames, like every 3 to 5 years you scrape these out to really clean them out, you'll get propolis. So this is also a propolis catch for you. So this will help us get some propolis, as well as give us a nice even space. That the comb is always going to be the space for bee space, and we're going to get nice thick comb. So when we cut it across to do capping and spinning, we're going to get nice thick comb out of this because we're going with 9. So it makes a big difference on it. And this is one of our honey boxes. It's a 9 frame honey box. What is really cool is eventually you'll see the boxes change with all this integrated into one. But what was really cool is in our medium brood boxes. They're also a 9-frame system. So we're getting nice, deep larva brood, easy spacing all the way across. The comb shouldn't integrate inside of each other. But we're doing exploratory windows in the back of the box. So when you're working in the back of the beehive, you can open up, you can see the bees working in the back when you work them, and you can see how it looks. So it's little observation windows so you guys can come up and look. When you're working, all the medium boxes and the brooding will have this really nice little system that works here. The one other cool thing about having all this on this side, for educational purposes, when you're working and you're teaching, you work from the back of the hive, but now I'm able to work kind of to the side because all my activities restricted to one side. The reason we're going with all the small holes on one side is not only heat source, but mite control and hive beetle. That basically when anything lands, it falls to the base and tries to climb in, which is their hump. And then the holes. This gives less amount of bees to guard the doors, but more entrance ways for bees to come in to make that happen. Beetles hit the front, they land. They're unable to really get in here before the bees have a problem with them. Same thing with mites and other pests. Eliminating the entrance ways, and as we get to winter, just a quick turn of the dial, and I've blocked it all off for winter, making a strategic airflow all the way up and through my quilting box to help isolate and keep my bees warm. So when you talk about beekeeping in your hives, and people are saying, oh, I build my beehives at home, or beekeeping hives are 120 bucks. It depends what you put into them and what kind of beekeeping you're going to do. This is not only made for population growth because I'm only using one deep brood and then a medium. A medium is basically the same size as a nook box. So if I want to, if there's any queens in here, I just pull this off and set this down, and I add boxes on top of it for easier splits, swarm control. The system is a lot better with management by doing things like this. So you can probably get any bee box. I've raised bees in a cardboard box using PVC tubes as the bars. Bees will live about anywhere, trash cans. But if you want to really spend the time, these are the type of things that I think you should look into. Take one of our classes, see how these modifications work, and try to incorporate them in your beekeeping. This is the new 3M system, which is a 3 medium hive box system that we're using. And the boxes are actually, when they're all done, will be completely modified. Well, each box will be its own individual hive with queen exclusion, separation, and marriage boards. We're even making a marriage board that's easier for you to just put these on top to marry beehives together for compaction. But I just wanted to show you real quick as we're going through and doing these modifications and getting ready to get these beehives full of bees to take down to Texas, the kind of stuff that we incorporate in beekeeping. I'm Michael Jordan with AB Friendly Company. Thanks for tuning in and checking out a little bit of beekeeping skills.